Hello top 11 managers around the world, welcome back to your channel Mamun Prefer Gaming. This is your channel because you're all top 11 managers and Mamun Prefer Gaming always make content only on top 11. So it is your channel and you should subscribe this channel. Why doesn't your striker finish well even if you train hard? I mean, you trained really hard, but it's difficult to score for your striker. So he struggles and your team also struggle for this. And 8th reason your striker is not finishing well. Number 1. The striker is not having play style. Now you may have a player who is not having play style. Nowadays play style is one of the most important part of a player, and that is the reason why you get a lot of play style points in Draw Frenzy. So as you can see, this player is not having play style and he will not have those benefit of play styles. So there is a function called play style that really enhance your player's skill. Number 2. Your player may have a play style, but you did not unlock the play style. This can be another reason. Or you have unlocked the play style, but you couldn't really finish those levels. And your player couldn't reach to the master level of his play style, which is very important. If you have a player and he is having play style, you should finish his levels of play style. So now as you can see, another player, he unlocked his play style, but he didn't reach to the master level. So he is still a student, or he is still training to improve his play style. So now as you can see, another player, Rizal Karim Hossain, and he mastered his play style. Now if you look at his stat, you can see his club matches 128 and he scored 281 goal. Same way other tournaments as well, almost doubled. I mean, he scored double in every matches. Number 3. Your player is not having anything, like no play style, not even special abilities. Sometimes when you don't have a special ability, you have play style, the player perform. Sometimes the player is having special ability, but he is not having potential play style. The player will still perform somehow. Many players perform, he is having a special ability, but he doesn't have play style. But special abilities sometimes work as well as a powerful skill. Sometimes only playstyle also can work as a powerful tool, but together it's really unstoppable. But when you don't have anything, then that's different, because you have a very big lacking. Like he is not having two quality together. So when you have these sort of lackings, you don't have two skill together, it's difficult to perform against a big team, a quality team. When it comes about difficult matches, he struggles. It's very simple. In those sort of matches, he needs to come up with extraordinary skill in order to win for his team. Number 4. The striker doesn't have good main attributes, or you can say 180%, or even you can say 160-70%. So he needs to have at least 150% plus, if not 180%. Like this player is having the average 197%, his main attribute, because he is attacker and he is having attacking attributes 197%. He will attack like 197%. Yes guys, he will perform as a 197% striker. So this is another benefit. Although he is having 157% overall percentage, but he will perform like 197% team. Number 5. The striker did not perform well at the beginning of his career. Sometimes it happens. You just signed in a player and he didn't really perform well due to many reasons. And after that, he kept not performing well. So you kept him another season, you tried him, but he didn't really perform. I have noticed that sometime when you have a player who didn't perform at the beginning, they do not perform for a long time because they weren't really consistent and they didn't really perform after that. So they continue not performing well. So you'll have to also consider this if you see a player is not performing for 2 seasons and then you should sell him. It's better when you see one player is not performing in the first season, you should leave him, you should sell him. This is very, very important because you can build another player, you can have another player. Generally, when you build in youth academy, they perform well, but when you buy players from transfer market, they struggle, especially when you buy from scouting. Maybe first season they perform well, even some players doesn't really perform at the first season. Even some perform at the first season when you buy from scouting, and the next season he doesn't really perform well. So the reason is they will be 22 years old highest. I mean, the most youngest player in scouting is 22 years old. You cannot get more younger player in scouting. Once they're 22 at the first season, they're going to be 23 next season. So they get older. They're not youth. They're not 18 to 21 years old player. So you'll have to understand this as well. It is really difficult to train a player after 21 years old. The more the player gets older, the more it is very difficult to train a player. Number 6. Age is a big factor in performance. The more your player, as I said earlier, the more a player gets older, the more he starts to lose his stars, or you can say percentage. But if you have money, or if you are a money user, if you have plenty of draw offensive attributes, then your 33 years old player will also perform well, as he will be a big player. He will have percentage as you spend. It is very simple. If you don't have money, then you will have to replace the player with another replacement, a good quality replacement of this player before he gets too old. Number 7. The striker is not playing in his strong position. Like, position also matters. Sometime when you do not understand what's the right position for a player, it occurs. Let's give you an example. I have a player I built in youth academy as Amar. The player is a good quality player. He is having potential play style. But the problem is he is Amar and he doesn't have any position, and I mistakenly give him Amar, but I wanted to make him Amar. Now it's very simple. Many of you, what you do, you will simply use another position on him. You're gonna give him Amar position. Let's say you got it from a special sponsor. Now you're gonna give it to him and you will make him Amar. Now here comes the dilemma. Why? Because if you put him instantly in Amar's position, he will not perform well. The reason is, you see, he is having defensive attribute 115% and he is also having 128% from the midfield position. Or you can say attack. Attack is 128%, which is pretty weak because I have a bigger player than that. If you want to play in place of another player, let's say I'm gonna make him AMR or ST. So you can't make him directly ST. You need two position opportunity to make him ST. So let's say you make him AMR or ST. So now if you compare with my present striker, you see the main attribute is 197% in attack. But the player I am trying to make AMR or ST is not having that required one. So let's go back to the previous player. Now let's say I'm making this player a MR or ST. Now see the difference between my actual player 197% and this one is just 128%. So imagine if I put him in place of him, how badly he will perform, because he is not even close to the player I had. If I switch with him, it's gonna be a disaster. Number 8. This is the last one, but one of the most important one. Most of the opponents the striker is facing are too bigger than him. Like now, when you play against two big teams in a tight league, tight tournaments like Cup, Champions League, then your player may underperform. The reason is the defenders he is facing is really too bigger than him, and it's really hard for him to perform. As you can see, I have a tied league right now. At the first day, it is the first day of the league, and I'm about to play the first league match. But I'm checking the table. You see, most of the teams are bigger than mine, and I will have to really make a big team. I will have to increase my percentage to at least 110% plus, or if it is possible, 116% plus, because most of the players are 110. I mean, close to 110%. Some are even 116%. So this will be a difficult task for the striker as well. The strikers may suffer if they are having very good quality defender as well. So this was all for today, and I hope you have learned a bit, if not something really big, if not too much you have learned, just a bit. Even if you have learned from this video a bit, please subscribe my channel. It is not only my channel, but it is also your channel, because you are all top 11 managers. One thing you should remember, guys, that your subscription matters. If you subscribe, that always inspire me to make more videos like these. Thank you.